we received several requests asking us to break down the molecule known as KPV peptides, which is just a very small tri-amino acid composed of lysine, proline, and valine. And each amino acid has a single letter corresponding to that amino acid, which is where KPV actually gets its name. And it has a molecular structure depicted here in black, and it's been used in research on anti-inflammatory and immune system modulation studies. And it's important to note that the KPV peptides have all been studied in preclinical models, so that's cell culture or animals, not in humans. And as of the filming of this video, there are no clinical trials investigating KPV peptides, but let's jump into the proposed mechanisms in research of how they work. Now first, that's by reducing inflammatory cytokines. So if we zoom in on an immune cell, they're responsible for producing cytokines, or certain proteins involved in inflammation. In order to do that, they have a specific protein called NF-kappa beta that is sitting in the cytoplasm, and it needs to move to the nucleus where our DNA is housed. Once it moves to the nucleus, it reads certain parts of our DNA to produce cytokine mRNA, which will then be turned into cytokine proteins such as TNF-alpha, IL-6, and IL-1 beta. You can almost think of it like you're standing outside of a library and you need to move inside of the library, go to a specific location, and start learning about a topic. However, when KPV peptides are added, they've been shown to block that movement of NF-kappa beta moving from the cytoplasm into the nucleus, therefore decreasing the production of those inflammatory cytokines. So using that same analogy, you're now outside of the library trying to move in, but you find out that the door is locked. Additionally, KPV peptides have been shown to calm mast cells and eosinophils, which are both immune cells that are responsible for producing histamines that are involved in allergic reactions as well as in certain autoimmune conditions. When treated with KPV, they've been shown to decrease the production of those histamines, but the exact mechanism hasn't been fully fleshed out. So if there's another molecule that you want to learn more about, make sure to drop a comment on this video. And for additional laboratory topics, make sure you visit labtopics.com. Thank you for watching my latest video. And if you're not already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel by clicking over here. And you may also enjoy a related video that I have, which you can find by clicking over here. I'll see you on the next one.